Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today what I'm going to do is show you something that I have been doing a bit more of lately, doing mixed media. So if you've been with me for a while, y'all know that I'm a mixed media artist. Well, I love doing everything. I love painting and drawing and sewing and quilting and mod melts are my new obsession. And oh my goodness, making jewelry and clay and whoo, everything. But what I've been doing as I've been making more paintings and whatnot is I'm going to show you. So if you've been with me for a while, you guys remember when I did the drawings from the magazines, and this happened to be one. I'm going to link this video down below. It's a very, very easy way to use magazines to help you draw. A lot of you guys do not like to draw. A lot of you guys are new to art journaling, mixed media, that type of thing. And so I show you a way that you can use magazines to draw. Now, this what I'm using is deli paper, but you can buy tracing paper. You can use tissue paper. I mean, whatever you want. Okay, so this is something that I had done prior. It is a cast-off sheet. And what that means is I was doing a journal page or painting, and instead of wasting the ink and whatnot, I would, put it on here to get the extra paint off. So what I'm going to do first is, this is my mixed media background started, and it already has a couple layers on it. It has the paint from a stencil, and you can see it has some modeling paste, right? And some purple cast off of some paint. So there's a few layers on here. I don't know if they're, water soluble or not, meaning if I put something on top of this, that it's going to, not reconstitute it, but make it, I can't think of the word. When you paint over it, it's going to smear it everywhere. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to pick a base color. And I think I'm going to go, I don't know, I'm going to go kind of simple. I think I'm just going to use like a regular pink, Brilliant Pink, this is called, from Folk Art, and use whatever you have. Whatever you have. These you can get for sometimes $1.20, $1.50 at your local AC Moore and Michaels and all that. Also, Blitzy has acrylic paint on sale a lot, so check all those out. I'll put my Blitzy link down below if you're interested to go check it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try. I'm almost done with this one. Okay. I don't want it to be too opaque. So I'm going to use a wet brush, because I want this to be enough to go all over the place. Now you can just squirt your paper. You don't have to keep wetting your brush, but that's what I'm doing. Here we go, here we go. And what the water is going to do is help it spread better and to make it more transparent, because I don't want it so opaque. So you see how good that made that paint go? Spread it around. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is take my paper towels, or you could take another piece of paper or whatever, and I am just going to dry off a lot of this. All right. And now I can see like right here is a little thicker than I want it. So I can go back and spray some more water. Look how the texture paste and all comes through like white. Isn't that delish? All right. Okay. And I'm just patting it. And if you want more of the green to come through, I just give it a quick wipe. Look at that. It comes right off. So you can get that green to come through. No hard feelings, huh, green? Okay. And you see, come on now, camera. What are we doing here? And yeah, so that is how easy. And I'm wiping it because I'm drying it in a sense, right? And this doesn't get thrown away, it just gets set there. Okay. So now I'm going to take my heat gun very quickly. And I'm going to try to get some of the moisture out. I use a lot of water. You don't have to use water. You can use, oh crap, what's it called? You know, like a medium that helps you spread it around and get thicker. I mean, get thinner. I'm losing all train of thought today. All right, and that's really all I'm going to do on that. But you see how great that is? This is just a piece of watercolor paper. And I just did cast-offs on it. And look, that's a nice mixed media background. Looks like I took a long time doing it, but you all know I didn't. Now I'm going to grab my Mod Podge. And I'm going to take the face and lay it down somewhere. I think I'm going to lay it there. And you want to try to make sure that your background is just as dry as possible, so you don't get it all over your face, but I'm okay. I'm okay. Again, this is tissue paper or deli paper. You can use regular paper, you know, like printer paper and all, like I normally do. I've been doing this lately because it's thinner, and just, I don't know, just sometimes I get on kicks of things, you know. And I'm just gonna lay it down like that. I think I'm gonna move her down. You got to be careful because as it starts to dry, it'll stick. And then you go to pull it up and you're like, oh no, what happened? And it tears. So you want to be, you know, a little careful. Make sure your wrinkles are out. Obviously, I'm not really good at the wrinkle removal. As you can see, I fight with it all the time. So I just, at some point, I'm like, I'm done. It's on. And then I'm gonna, and all I have on here is pencil. And I don't care. See this right here in the middle? It looks a little like a little bubbly. I don't care too much about that because I like texture. So I'm not, this isn't, you know. There we go. And because this Mod Podge is matte, I'm going to be able to paint over it, right? It's not going to bother anything. It's not going to do, you know. Now let me show you while that dries real quick. These are, I'm sure if you've been with me, you've seen these. I did these as well on this, so I can do a canvas or whatever with it at another time. Now, tomorrow I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be making another art journal. So, I'm going to do, I get these requests all the time, but I made some stuffed shells the other day and was lazy and didn't make my own pasta because I love to make manicotti and make my own pasta, but I didn't. I got me some jumbo shells and stuffed them bad boys. Delish, absolutely delicious, but that's the Italian in me. But I'm going to use this as, we're going to use this as for the, I've done this a million times. I know, but I get requested this all the time. So, you know, maybe, you know, if you're interested, you watch it. If not, I have a ton of videos. And if you don't want to watch any more of my videos, or you've already watched all my videos, there are so many delicious people on YouTube. So, I don't take offense. Alright. I'm just going to kind of feel it everywhere. Again, this is just a piece of watercolor paper or mixed media paper, whatever the heck I had sitting here. So now what I want to do, it's very, you know, it's very much up to what you like. I'm going to put a little bit of the folk art. I got to get more of this light flesh as her face. So let's get to getting. And her neck. And I always do both sides of the brush. And I'm going right over. And I'm going to try to stay in the lines, but you never know with me. But I don't care. I just love having fun, and I love doing, I also have, I say these things out loud, so sometimes then people in the comments, which I love when they do it, they'll say, remember you said you were going to show this or do that? Because, I lose track of whether I peed this morning. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm the only weirdo out there, but yeah, I go through the day and don't pee all day. Sometimes because in my head, I'm like, oh, I had to have peed. I went up and got some water. Why wouldn't I have peed? Right? I know, too much information, but sorry, not sorry. Yeah, so, I'm just going to go like this downhill. Now, what I love is, I love polka dots lately. I don't know why. But I love polka dots. So because I have the polka dots on the back here, I might do some sort of like polka dotted, like kind of a shirt on her. The beginning of a shirt. But you could put her up higher and do, whatever you dig. I'm doing this for a random act of kindness. So, I like to do it on watercolor paper or what have you because it's so much cheaper. I would send out so much more random act of kindness, like bigger kind of things, if it wasn't so darn expensive to mail. I can't believe how much it is to mail things. It's ridiculous. And some of the things are just next, like in the next state. It's like, how can it be so expensive? But it is. All right, now I'm going to rinse my brush. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the rest of this. I shouldn't have rinsed. I'm going to take the rest of this, and I have this here, and I'm just going to throw this. I'm going to wet my brush a little bit. Just kind of throw this on here. That's another face I painted. Or drew, rather. So that gives her face done. So now I won't have to paint her face when I go. Oh, so I'll leave that there to dry. Now rinse the brush. Dry the brush. Rinse this brush. Dry this brush. A little bit dry. Move these frickin' scissors if I stab myself one more time. And then I'm doing a little, And that was just, like I said, light flush in folk art. And I'm going to dry this real quick. Now, I think it might be fun to do her hair like bright green or something. I don't know. Now, if you don't have a heat gun, I do this spiel all the time. If you don't have a heat gun, use your hair dryer. If you don't have a hair dryer, go to the thrift store. They're a couple bucks. Very easy to find. If you don't have a couple bucks and you don't have a thrift store and you really just don't want to leave the house, which is me 98% of my life, leave it sit for 2 minutes, like 5 minutes and dry. Go watch a video. You could pick another video of mine. If you go to my main page, click my name down below, Knitting and Things, Kelly Donovan. Kelly Donovan Knitting and Things. I don't know which way it goes. Click it, takes you to my main page, and then you can see on top, there's a little hourglass to search. You could search all my videos. I have quite a few. And if you don't want to watch mine, find somebody that you do like. All right, so very, very done. Done, done, done. So in the video I did earlier, I used my my pens. Now, these are the two that came out the best, that did not smear. I mean, they all have a tendency to smear, I think, but these are ballpoint pens, and this is the Pentel RSVP, which is what I'm going to use. And these are my two Bic Velocity that came out really well. I have tons of them. Some work better than others. Some, you can use. But I'm going to go in, and I'm going to just lightly, and this has a smaller point than that other one. You know how you could get different pen type, pen sizes. And I'm just going in and just lightly sketching what I can see on here, because I can still see. Now, because the tissue paper kind of crinkled a little bit. You're going to get a little waviness. It's all right. Because I'm going to paint it, so it's not that big a deal. This is just giving me guidelines, because I always need them. Okay, and I'm not going to put her you can use a pencil. You don't have to use a pen, but that's just how I like to do it. Just tracing my line. Nothing wrong with that. She has an ear. And I'm going to trace her on the outside anyway, but I'll just kind of lightly do that. See? No big deal. I'll be painting over it anyway, but there we go. And this is just like I said, this is the Pinto RS VP in the fine point. They come fine, medium, large. Now the hair. No, let's do the face first. Let's do the face first. I'm going to take some white. I'm going to shake that white. And take a small paintbrush. And go in for some white on the eyes. Maybe I'm going to go over the eyeball because I can put that in. Just give some white. Now, I don't know if I know a lot of you, and I'm very thankful, have went over and checked out my daughter's YouTube channel, where she's doing makeup and stuff like that. My husband has one too. He used to be a big blogger, and gosh, he would get so many movies to review, and I mean, back in the day, before life starts happening. But, what was I going to say? But I don't know if you guys have checked them out, but if you're here and you're listening to me and you haven't checked them out yet, I'm going to put their links down below. Go check them out, please. I'd appreciate it. Or share them around if you're already subscribed, or even if you don't want to subscribe, share them around. I'd appreciate it. All right. So that's all I'm going to do. And I'm not going in and I'm not shading it up and shading her or anything like that, because I'm just not doing that on this one. You can. You definitely can. But I'm really digging this background. And I'm going to, you know, do some stuff to her. But by all means, if you want to, I love this green color. If you want to shade or do anything, no matter what you do, do it. Like I said, check out the video where I did these from, because honestly, if you can't draw, you're going to do it and you're going to see it and you're going to love it and you're going to try it, because you know what? You're tracing somebody in a sense, but it's not, you're just getting the placement of of where everything's at, right? It's not, you're not cheating, you're not stealing anything. It will look nothing. I mean, maybe to you when you look at it, because psychologically, I guess maybe that's not the right word I want to use, but you know, you're like, oh, I traced so-and-so's face. But it's not how it comes out. So watch my video and see what you think. And like I said, and see if you can do it. And if you can, please friend me on Facebook or the Twitter. All my info's down below. Friend me. I love friending. Follow me on Instagram. I love Instagram. And show me what you do, because I love it. Show me what you do anyway, regardless. I just love seeing what you guys do is art. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. Now, normally, I don't really do hair on, like I'll cut like the face out and then do the hair separately sometimes. This one I just did. I'm loving the tissue paper or the deli paper or whatever you're using. It's very thin and it gives texture. I'm all into texture lately. I go through weird phases, and if you've been with me, you'll know. Right now I'm into the mod melts and making dolls, like obsessively. So I just go through things. I'm one of those people, I have like an addictive personality. I know, it sounds bizarre, but I do. So when I find something that I like for a while, I'll do it until I find something else. Now you can see her forehead and all that, and I'm just gonna kind of run the green. I'm gonna have to get more. I'm also cheap, so I always squeeze just a little bit out and do some more. I don't know. I can be a tendency to be cheap, but I'm gonna go like and just run this down her face. Probably hard to see because it's still wet, so sometimes it gets, little sheen to it. And plus, I think this is satin, right? Yeah, satin multi-surface. So this stuff's awesome. I know I have to look. I know that my Ceram coat I know has some multi-surface as well, but this is multi-surface satin, which means you can paint. You can paint plastic. You can paint anything. Metal. Da 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 da. Works on whatever. So I like it because it's going to give me a little bit of a sheen, and I think. You know what? I think I'm just going to do a little wave here. Like waves going in. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I like. And then I'm going to take this little one. I know, I interrupted myself, which it's better than me interrupting the people I live with because I do that quite a bit. But yeah, so it's used on many different things. So I'm just going in and going to paint in these eyebrows for now. Yeah. Yep. And then I think I'm going to make her eyes this color. Am I being weird? I think I am, but I like it. I don't know. You know what I'm inspired by? I think I saw it on the Facebook. The woman who was the older woman who's all in green. Did y'all see that on the Facebook? Like she dyed her hair green. Not Glozell, but she's just an older woman. She doesn't have a YouTube or anything, but they just showed her. She just liked dyeing her hair green, and she wears green all the time. And so I thought, hey, why not? This is one of my favorite paint colors, and so why not? But I'll do her lips a regular color. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for that. And then I'll put that in there, and then I'm just gonna kind of clean off my brush and the rest of the paint, just to kind of. You know me, I'm like, I'm gonna do some polka dots in her hair, all that stuff. Okay, so that's what I did with that. So let me draw it real quick. I might take a green pen and trace, or I could do black, I don't know. But I do want to, let me get a darker color. I'll use Camel from Folk Art. And I'm going to wash the little brush off. Dry it. Remember, I tell you all the time, dry it all the way down because let me tell you, there's nothing worse than going in and doing something and the water drips down because you don't wipe it all the way off because either you forget or you just don't do it. It's not fun. And I still do it. So I'm just going in here, adding a little bit of the camel color for the eye, kind of like the eyelids and socket. Who knows? Maybe I'll do her makeup. I'll do makeup on here and make her punk rock. Who knows? Since I've been listening to that lately. Okay. What color lipstick? Has to be red. Has to be a bright red just because. Or should we do orange? Let's do, where's this? All right, this is Calico Red, and this is Calico Red. So we're going for Calico Red. Wipe that off. Now look, I'll show you. This is what the paper looks like. It's just regular paper. You know, like tissue paper. If you can't find, you know, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, that's good. This is a 3/4 face, as you can see. Okay, probably should have used a bigger brush, but that's the bottom layer, and I will do another layer on top of that. So I think I'm going to let everything dry really good, and then I will be back and we will finish her up. So I'll see you in a few. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to do a word or a phrase or something. And I love that her hair is green and it's like the pink and the green. And, you know, I mean, it's just delicious. And I'm going to outline all that and do all my thing to it and put the pupils in and all that in a memento. But what I want to do first is I want to add some color here, and then I want to put the word live out loud on it. And I saw this as an image on Google. I wanted to do the live out loud, but I wanted to do something underneath of it. So I Googled it. That is where I got this idea from. It is not me. I have no idea. I don't even know if I can see who it is on Google. It's just an image. It's on Kool-Aid Girl. Kool-Aid Girl on DeviantArt. Live Out Loud. That is where I saw this. So I like to give props when I can find it. Sometimes when you're on Pinterest, you can't find out anything about who did what and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to do it a little bit my way, but I got this from her. Okay. Let me see. I want some orange. I want to do Roy G. Biv. Do y'all know what my Roy G. Biv is? I think. All right, let's do pure orange. Let's do a Roy G. Biv. Come on now. I know I had red. Here it is. Red, orange, or yellow. Let's pick a yellow. A green, which I think I'm just going to go with my green because why not? So we're going to do Roy G. That's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then purple. And I'm going to do turquoise blue. And then just, I want to find some purple. Some purple. All right. And then just some purple. So I will, I know you guys are going to be like, yeah, right, Kel. I'm going to remember. Sometimes, like I said, I go to upload on YouTube and it will take forever and a day. And like I'll sit here and, you know, I would put it up to upload, get on to other things, and I forget. So I always try to say the names because I know you guys want the names as I'm using them. And I will do my best to try to do them. Sometimes I do put the names down below, but I'm going to try. I really am. That's my goal. Okay, so I'm going to take some gesso and I want to decide where I want my words. Now I'm thinking maybe I should just do it across there. Maybe I shouldn't mess with this down here. So I'm going to move this down just a little. I'm going to take some gesso. Now, I'm not going to put the gesso on the painting. Like, I'm not going to squeeze it on there. But I am going to take a stencil brush. This is a mop brush, right? a scruffy brush. Do I want a scruffy? And I'm scruffying it up. But it seems like I did this before with that, and it's not as scruffy as I want it. So I need it a little scruffier. I know. I'm hell on brushes. I really am. Let's use this one. You can use a stencil brush. You can use a makeup sponge. You can use whatever you want. Also, I'm going to take piece of paper and kind of just, I want to block that. I don't want for me to get any paint on there. Do you know what I'm saying? I kind of want to keep it itself. So I'm just going in and I'm going to do like this. And the reason I'm putting the white gesso down, and it doesn't have to be completely covered. You can even use a regular paintbrush. Why I did this, I thought it would be, I wanted some of that pink to come up on the bottom, but as I'm doing it, it ain't working. You know, you want to be sporadic. You do whatever way you want. I want it to kind of look, I don't know. I kind of want it to look like, not punky, but, oh, I don't know. Let's do, I know what I'll do. I'm going to do the famous, what I do all the time that drives everybody nuts, even though this won't drive you nuts. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this, and I see that I have a little bit more room there. Just a little bit. And it doesn't have to be spot on, but, you know, straight or anything. Okay. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lift this and set that over there. And that gives me good coverage. I think maybe what I'll do is come all the way over here, right? Okay. And you see, and you can, look, brush it. You know what I'm saying. All right, I'm going to put that in the water. Now I'm going to cover this again for the memento. And I'm going to take my water bottle and I'm going to squirt this with some water. And then what am I going to do, guys? I'm going to take my paper towel or your art rag, whatever you use. And I'm going to get in there, and I want some of that pink to come through. I know it's not going to come very opaque. And I might have to squirt a couple times, and I'm going to twist it first here. And then spray some more water. I do this all the time in my mixed media. Now, you know what else you could do? Well, you could take some bubble wrap, and I'll show you. Let me just get one layer off of here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So you see how that's lifting? And you're getting just that bit of pink coming through. And if you want to put more water because it's not lifting somewhere, by all means, go ahead. A little more water. Let me see if I use bubble wrap, if it'll help lift up some. If it'll stick. Yas, yas, yas. Just pushing it down. It's giving it some texture. Now have a piece of paper, you know, nearby where you can take that paint off of there onto your piece of paper so it's not wasted and you start another page. I should do as I say. But, okay, so I'm just kind of going. And you can spray more water and do what you want to do, but I think I'm going to be okay with that. Then, look at all the smears. Then I'm going to dry it. And what we can do after we do the lettering is, like where these edges are, I wanted it to be, I don't know, I wanted it to be a little more blended. So I can always take the pink that I use and just kind of, you know, go in there a little bit, just so it blends a little more. And I want to dry this a little bit because I don't want it to blend with the colors that I'm going to lay on it. That's an important thing. If you, all right, I'm going to put this here for a second. I'm going to get a piece of, do I have a piece of, I probably don't have any paper. La, 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 la. Come on, I just had all my paper sitting here, and where'd it go? Oh, well, we'll use this. Just a piece of scrapbook paper, but I'm going in, and I'm just going to use that up. And it doesn't matter that it's gesso. It just is going in so it doesn't get all wasted. Look at that. So if you have your art journal sitting next to you, you know, I always try to have, I shouldn't say always, but I always try to have pieces of paper or my art journal, because now I got this nice, you know, that nice thing happening now. And then I can just wipe all this off. It doesn't matter, just use it as white paint. I get asked that quite a bit. Okay. And let that dry. And bring it back. Okay. Now, I'm going to use these stencils from Folk Art. And you know what? I don't think they have a name. It's just the alphabet on the top. You can get these on plaidonline.com, you know, or your local store. It is called Light Felt Tip Marker. That is what this is called. Now, I've been asked this before, but I wanted to make sure I said this. The polka dots in the end, the polka dots, it is this stencil from Folk Art, and it is called, let me see. It is called Polka Dot. So that's from Folk Art as well, just so y'all know, because I know you always ask me and I always forget. And so there we go. And so I want to do, like I said, live out loud. But first now I want to put the colors down. Okay, so I'm going to go red. I'm going to shake it a little bit. And I'm going to put them here. I'm going to put 3 of the colors here for now. Just red. Any day now, red. Orange. All right, we can come out anytime now. Yellow. And those are all that I'm going to put here for the second. And then what I'm going to do is spray water on them. I'm going to move my paper. I swear, water is my best friend in my mixed media, because you can really control the, you know, the paint. So let's go in. Now, I always do light to dark, but because I'm going to put the red first, and I want it that soupy, because I'm going to put the red first, I'm just going to roll with that. I'm going to put this over this again. It's just a piece of paper. I don't care that gets a little crazy. And you might want it a little more. But I'm going to go in and I want to do a splash, right? I want it to be, might even need it more wet. Maybe I'll do this first. Let me just do just a very much like that. See, it's not going to be as bright as I want it. That's okay. It'll dry. Got a lot of layers on here. Now I'm going to add more water here, because I want it to be like that. Yas, yas, yas. How do you like me now? I'm going to bring you in so you can see this deliciousness, since you don't really need to see the bottom part right now. Splashing everywhere, and I just don't care. All right, let's do some orange. Now make sure you have a good piece of paper next to you to get all this up when we do it, right? So we're just going to do this again with the orange. A little more water. Go both sides of your brush. Mix that in good. And school. Come on now. Come on now. Do I need more water? There we go. Just want this splashing everywhere. Do it down the side too, whatever you're doing. It don't matter. Then you can just go in and tap these together so they kind of run together a little bit. That's always fun. Let's do our yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. There we go. Same thing. And then kind of blend it together. I just like to tap, 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 tap. Bring that yellow in there because it brings that orange in there. Gonna do some more of my yellow. Come on, come on. Yeah, boy. Oh, deliciousness. Okay. Ooh, I love it. Roy G. 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 Okay. I get excited. Look, if I can do a grunge page, which, look, if you've been with me, you know. If not, look back at my art journal pages and whatnot. I'm like, grunge is like my thing. I love it. And I'm just going to wet this the same way. Tap this in so it kind of blends. It's not your dark green, but that's all right. I'm not hating on it. But yeah, so I have so many grunge. I love grunge. All right, now I need this a little wetter. It doesn't matter. And see, if you're using a piece of scrapbook paper down here or a piece of printer paper, mixed media, whatever, you're getting all that great stuff on here too, you know? So you're getting a twofer, which when I can get a two for anything, I'm a happy camper. And I'm just doing my thing, okay? And then some blue, except I'm going to use aqua. I'm not going to go dark blue. I'm going to kind of keep it, you know, a little more on the lighter color side instead of so bold. I kind of want it, you know, like this, not too much. And I'm going to go in with the blue everywhere. And then I'm going to tap, 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 tap. Look at that. Deliciousness, deliciousness. All right, more water. I know, purple at the end there, poor thing. I'm not going to have enough, but it'll be enough room, but it'll be fun. Look at that. Oh, yes. Ugh. Come on. I love it. Okay. I get so excited over things. I really shouldn't. And honestly, my whole desk is splattered, but guess what? Do you think I care? Nope. I don't. I don't care at all. Going in for some purple. And I can just blend it in here a little bit. And we'll go back after we, because I think I want to make those a little more, but you'll see. I don't know. You guys, if you're still with me. Okay. Oh, I just love it. So I'm going to go back in. Tell me if you're still with me. Use the word splatter in a sentence. Because you never know when I'm going to do another. I can do a giveaway after a giveaway. I have a giveaway picked today. So you know what I'm saying. Oh, look. See what I did? I got it on my tissue paper that I did. But how convenient. Okay. So I'm going to go back in the red for a minute. And I'm just going to kind of just take it up to the top there. And same with the orange. I'm not going to worry too much. And then I'm going to rinse because I know that I'm going into yellow. And I don't necessarily want it to blend too well. And then my blue. I'm just tapping. You want them all to do together, right? My green, which is kind of melding into my yellow a bit, but that's all right. I'm just going to do my thing here and let it dry. Blue looks great. And then my purple. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lift this so we could see. Oh, I love it. So I'm going to turn this way. And what I'm going to do, because I have some splatters there, so I need to do a few splatters on this side. And on the purple. So I'm going in for some red. Just a little bit. Let's go in for some orange. Rinse for the yellow. Yeah. Going for the green. Oh gosh. I'm sorry. I know. I make noises. People get mad. I make too many noises. I can't help it. I love painting. This stuff saves my life. It is my life. I can't even help it. And I know so many of you are the same as me out there. All right, we need some color in there. Let's get some purple down here, though. Let's rinse you. I know that you guys, you know, you feel me. You guys know what I mean about it just saving your life. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry this brush off. I'm just going in here for some yellow and green. Not going to worry about it. I'm just going to see, it's going to just soak in there. But that's all right. I'm all right. I'm not hating. Not hating on anything. Okay, lift this up. And like I said, look at this paper that I used. I mean, look at that deliciousness. Not to mention my desk and everything on my desk right now is covered in paint splatters, but I don't care. All right. So I'm going to let that dry. Now, a little bit's running in my hair here because a little wet, but you know what? I don't care. It's all right. I'm going to go over it. I can go over and paint it if I want. But you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm just going to go with my finger here and just kind of I'm just running this right over this way a little bit. Just going to kind of cover this white that I have here. Just kind of, you know, just so it kind of does its thing. And gonna see if I can, yeah. Just throw some of that there, some of this green. Just splattering it a little bit, some lighter colors, so it kind of, yeah. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to set this aside to dry for a minute before we even get into the lettering, but I see that right there. I'll just tap that down a little bit. I'm okay. Look at that. It's like rainbow deliciousness. Come on, friends. Okay, so that's like that. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take a piece of, because why waste it? This is a piece of mixed media paper. Again, anything you have. And I'm going to lay it down. You know, like Stephen Perry in Rat used to sing. I know, that's always my go-to joke. It's pretty sad, isn't it? Lay it down. I think Dion's the only one who gets it. But, that's because I think she's my soul sister. But look at that. Look at that. Come on. Now, really, if you want to know the truth, that's what I wanted the top to look like. But we kind of got it. I mean, it's hard to do it with a, you know, when you got a figure and you're trying to do it. But I'm okay. Because look what I got. Now I'm going to turn it the other way and lay it down again. Oh, Kelly, you're so funny. You should be a comedian. A comedian. And then lift it up. Look at this. First layer, mixed media piece, done. Or you let it dry, rip it up, and we're good to go. Now, I could sit here, and if you were inclined to do so, you can go around your desk and pick up all the little fun there that goes on. You know what I'm saying? All the little drips and drabs and everything that I'm going to be cursing later when I put on some music to clean off my desk. No, I'm not going to be cursing. That's the whole fun of painting, isn't it? That's why most of the time I have a dirty workspace. But I don't want to get it, you know. Okay. So, let's see. I'm going to let this like this. I'm not going to touch anything. I kind of want to leave it alone. I'm okay that the sprinkles, you know, that didn't all go there. But I'm just going to let this dry. And then I will be back. And I will see where we're at. But I want to let it dry. And don't forget to make the sentence down below. I'll see you back in a momento. Okay, so let me show you. See how nice, so nice, so nice, so nice. And what I love about this kind of stuff is, I don't know if this light will blow it out or not. What I love about this kind of stuff is, look how, like, I mean, really, it was a lot of fun to do. But it just, I couldn't do that if I was just going to sit and paint, you know, like each color. Like, you really got to add the water and get it to getting. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to do the letters live out loud. Now, I got this. I'm horrible at, I have stamps. I have these stencils, but I'm going to go with the stencil. But I think what I'm going to do is not get out. I'm going back and forth whether I'm going to use my permanent marker or my black paint, but I think the black paint's going to win. I just think it is. So I'm going to just squeeze some black. This is Licorice from Folk Art. Now, look, you can use any color you want. I've been sitting here debating on what color to use, honestly. But I think I want black so it like pops in a sense. I can always go over and on the picture that I had found on Google, you know, obviously this is so much different than what they had. It was just an inspiration. When I saw it, I thought, oh, you know what? I can kind of rock that and see what I can do. Maybe even kind of doodle around it and all. That's another thing. But it looks nothing like theirs. But it gave me that inspiration. And that's why I love doing YouTube for you guys, is because I want to inspire you. I want you guys to look at things and think, all right, you know what? I might do that in my art journal, but I'm going to add my twist to it and do it this way or that way, and do things that you guys have not seen before. I have a another art journal page for beginners coming up, because you guys, that's like one of my most popular YouTube videos, is the art journaling for beginners, or mixed media for beginners. So I got requests to do more, so that'll be coming up. But let me just show you here a way that I handle being crooked looking. Crooked looking? No. Always crooked. Never doing things straight. And look, at the end of the day, you don't have to. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, I'm a little bit of a crooked girl. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to do my best to have it like this. Right? As straight as I can have it, you know, as I'm able to. I'm never. Now, if you're really OCD, I'm not OCD over this, but I know some people can be, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you can measure and put your marks ever so often, so you know that you're spot on. I don't want it to be perfect, because look, I'm not perfect. But what I am going to do first, I think, is I'm going to start over here. I might take... where'd my pencil go? Where'd my pencil go? Ugh, I need to clean up. That's what I need to do. Can you believe me have to clean up? I'm a hot mess. All right, let me see if I can do this. I'm going to kind of pencil it in and then look at it so I can see that it's fairly normal looking. You know? And then I can use the base of my ruler here to make sure that I am somewhat normal. I mean, look, we know this isn't going to be perfection. But this way. Yeah, see, I'm already off. That's how bad I am. So let's just do this. I'm going to go with it. And I'm not going to use a stencil. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it just isn't going to work out that way for me straight. So I'm going to erase my L and bring it down a minute. Because that's kind of what's off. I'm just going to do it by hand. Live. I like them being funky anyway. Out. Remember, I have that stuff under here, the texture paste. There we go. I think I'm going to redo Live. I think Live needs to be a little bit livier. Livier, what word? All right, make sure your paint's dry, or you're going to have a heck of a time. I just need it a little bigger. Yeah, stencil today is not going to work for me. Okay, so see how I have it? Well, you probably can't see, so I'll lift it up. I can see it underneath there enough that I know that I'm okay enough to kind of go with it. Now I'm going to take my small paintbrush. You can use your Sharpie. You don't even have to use paint, but I'm going to use paint right now. I'm just going to dip in. My brush is dry, but by all means do what you do. If you want to stamp it, stamp it. But I'm just going to go in right now. And I know I'm going to have to go over it again, but I'm just kind of using my small brush here. It's one of my favorite brushes. Let me read it what it is. It's a 2 flat. Flat number 2. That must mean my stomach's in 1,000 flat. Get it? All right. And don't worry, you're not, I mean, you know, just have fun. Okay. Okay, I'm just looking to make sure I spelled it right, because I would be like the horrible. You ever see those tattoo ones where People get tattoos and they're wrong, like they're spelt wrong. That would be me. On camera, too. Don't you doubt it. I know you're giggling because y'all know. That would be me. All right, so now I'm going to go back in and make them a little thicker, a little more bold. And I am going to have to put white around them, I think, because that's just what I want to do. But right now, and that'll just make them stand out because, you know, the black behind on top of the darker colors underneath sometimes will just kind of meld in where you could see it a little bit, but not enough. So I want to make these a little thicker so I can outline it. And I don't care that they're so close. Like when you look at them, like it looks like one word. I don't care. You can be all into your stuff and make sure that it doesn't do that and that you're really doing it spot on. I think that's fantastic. You go, you. Me, not so much. You know, if I was going to sit here for 3 hours and do it, and if I could edit, or I could speed through the 3 hours of me doing that, that'd be great. But I don't want to be, I don't know, because if I don't want to edit out like the stuff that I screw up. Do you know what I mean? It's one of the reasons I love doing this. It's one of the reasons you guys like watching me, because you guys like when I screw up. I don't know if that sounds right, but you know what I'm saying? Like I screw up and it shows you guys that guess what? We all screw up. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, I think I'm going to take my Sharpie. And this is just my normal Sharpie. And I'm going to go in with the eyes for the pupils. And I'm just going to dot in the middle. And then I just go around a circle of the dot that I did, right? The best that I can, you know. And you can go in and fix it, and you can do all kinds of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let this dry, and then when I come back, we will kind of finish everything up and pull it all together, and we will be done. Okay, so I took a Jelly Roll white pen, and I went in, and you can see I kind of just traced it and added some, you know, little things there, and all I did was kind of do like that and go on both sides just so it kind of stood out a little bit. You can do whatever you want. You want to outline them, you know, whatever you want to do. I added a little bit of dark. I wanted a little bit of dark. It's kind of shiny. Dark eye. Just some dark eyeshadow on her a little bit. I don't know, just to kind of, you know, I got to do something in there. And I'm going to take my Stabilo, and what a Stabilo is, it's a water-soluble pencil, and I use these all the time. I love them. They come in a million different colors. I'm going to do black because I'm just kind of going to outline, but you can use any watercolor pencil that you have. You can use black paint. You can water your paint down and do this. Don't do it at all. It's up to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, and now Stabilo writes on anything. And there's also, there's Stabilos. There is, what was the one I just bought the other day? It was a Sharpie. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what I did with it. It has to be around here floating somewhere. You can get the Sharpie, any water soluble. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to go right on like the edge of where the green hair is. And I'm not being careful. And I'm just writing because that's what the Stabilo does. The Stabilo all. It, writes on plastic, paper, glass. It's so great to use in mixed media, but understand this. It is water soluble, which you're going to see in a minute. And what that means is it's reactivated with water. So, or activated with water, I should say. So you want to use this at the end because, now I've used this to draw and then like used the water and did that kind of thing. So, you know, you can do it whatever way you want, but I don't know. I love these, and I'm just going to do all her face. Now, I've used Faber-Castell as well, which is a permanent marker, the Pitt pens. But if you do them in sections, like for instance, if I had I don't have any black Pitt pens, Pitt markers. I have two big ones that I opened the other day, and I use them all the time, and they must have been sitting for a week. That's it. And they're full of mold. The whole thing molded. I've written the company 2 times, and nobody has ever answered me back. I don't know what else to do, Faber-Castell. I might just do a video on it and show it just for that. And maybe on social media, they'll see it, and they will answer my emails. I hate that. Spend all that money on the big Pitt brush pen, and that's what happens. Anyway, so what you would do with your marker is, you know, you just do a little section like that, and then you'll wet it and smear it, and then do another section, wet it and smear it, because it dries fast, but it is very smudgeable. They're wonderful pens, just the company's not really up on their emails, I don't think. All right. So you see how I did that, and then I'm going to take a little paintbrush with just a little bit of water on it, nothing major, and I'm going to go in and watch how that liquefies it. See that? I like that. You might not like that, so if you don't want to do it, guess what? Don't do it. I do this on a lot of things. So I want it to look kind of, not sketchy, but I want it to stick out. You know what I mean? Stand out. Because we have color going on in the background, and I love it. But you want to do this with white or black paint or a different color. Maybe a dark green or something. That would work. And I'm just liquefying it. It's almost like ink. And it'll dry down. It'll just, you just don't want to wet it. Unless you want to re-wet it. I mean, maybe you do want to re-wet it, and that's fine. You can do that. You can do whatever you want. Because it's yours. Go around the face. Not too wet, because I don't want it to run in the eyes or anything. And let's do the hair here. You can use a Q-tip. You can use whatever you want. But your hand doesn't click and hit in there and go everywhere, because I'm sure you guys have seen me do that a million times. And make sure that you wipe your paintbrush off when you dip it in the water, because it'll run and ruin everything. And it's not about being a perfect outline or anything like that. It's just about doing that, you know, your own thing. So I think I'm not gonna trace this here, but I'm gonna run my paintbrush just to make that a little bolder, because she is cartoony looking. Do her ear a little bit. And I'm just pulling from some of the black that I did the outline with, because I don't want it to be too dark. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with her just like this. I don't know what I wanted to do here, so I'm not going to do anything yet. I think it would be cool if I'm not going to do it right now, but like I would doodle in her hair or make swirls even. You know what I mean? Like, so she's kind of, you know, I don't know, just because I dig all this graffiti like in the background, kind of, you know what I mean? I'm telling you what I don't dig is this. I'm going to lay some of that in the eyes, to the eyebrows, to make them a little bit bigger. Now look what I did. I smeared it with my hand, because I smear I am like the worst ever. All right, but I'm going to wet my brush and go in and pull some of that off. And do the eyebrow here. Just to add a little bit more color, so it stands out on our face a little bit more. Yep. And that's it. And like I said, to clean it up, I can go in and be very fancy and fussy and really wipe out with a paper towel and you know, see how it re-wets. And then I can just take it off and whatever. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just kind of digging that. Now, like I said, will I go back and doodle and all that after that's dry? I might. But it's going to go out as a random act of kindness soon. So who knows what I'll do. But for now, I'm going to let it dry. And I'm going to thank you guys for hanging out with me doing this random act of kindness. I love it. I love when you guys are with me and you just listen to me go through my process and do things. I love how colorful it is and just, I don't know. I just love it. And like I said, I'm loving lately using the deli paper or, you know, tissue paper, whatever you use. And let me know if you guys use it. So that's it. As always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. You guys are the best, the best, the best. And I can't believe that you guys actually are sitting here with me for over an hour as I do this and blab and talk. But I'm very thankful. I'm very, very thankful for all of you. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.